This is the beginning of the next phase of students' lives and entering into becoming a citizen of the academy, becoming a citizen of Stanford, a citizen of their dorm, and to understand in the context of joining all of these communities, we have to be aware of the complexity of those communities and the diversity of those communities, and it's not just about us. So there's an opportunity in the midst of all of NSO where you're getting bombarded with information and welcomed with abundance and by name to pause and say, wait, there's more here too going on. And society is complex and there are places where people are suffering, and it's not, we all have privilege at Stanford regardless of our background. So to pause in the middle of this amazing moment and remember is very powerful and compelling.
One way of looking at this is that a lot of the students just got accepted into this amazing institution. And NSO is filled with a lot of high profile, big group activities. And you're not going to have too many opportunities during NSO where you're going to get mixed up with about 5 or 6 other people and stuck with them for an hour and a half doing something good but having the opportunity, because it's not going to be overly intellectually taxing to have a pretty interesting conversation about, hey, you're from San Diego, I'm from New Orleans. Like, what brought you here? Why did you come? And so it's that kind of first opportunity, like Deborah was saying, that you're going to be with other people where you're going to form community. And I don't think there's any better way to form community than when you're doing something that's meaningful.
You cannot be active in all aspects of your life. That social action requires 150% of your time and attention. And that as advancement oriented as we are and as involvement oriented as we are, how do you quote unquote make time to be active? And to say in the midst of orientation, which will be at a very intense time at Stanford, there are moments when we can stop and we can do very tangible work together to address a serious social problem. That's very compelling to me.
Right. Or at least start to address it.
Right.
I think both Deborah and I don't have any illusions that, hey, we're going to stop hunger today.
Right.
But what we are going to do is make sure that as part of the new student orientation, as part of your welcome to this institution, you're confronted with some problems that are wicked problems that we know we're not going to solve in a day. But we're also going to say that's part of what being in this community is that you're going to be looking at, thinking about, acting on some of the world's most intractable problems. You're going to have an opportunity to, right after Stop Hunger Now, go and talk with upperclassmen from about 75 other service organizations that exist, and it's going to be a great way for you to start to connect, not just across the food issue, but across the whole wide array of social issues. But I think in the broadest sense, this is tapping into something that's really at the core of Stanford. When Jane Stanford in the 1902 founding charter of the institution said that the instruction is given and that the student should understand that the instruction given at Stanford is done so in the hope and trust that you will thereby become of greater service to the public. That is as close to a mission statement as Stanford can get. No, we're still not looking at the camera. We're still looking at
You're still gonna look at me in that general direction. Can I photobomb them? And they're like,
Well, one of the things that I hope that they will take away is the hairnet. Oh, sorry. Did you mention the hairnet? Yeah. I think there's also one part of this that this is a pretty big fashion thing, right? Those little hairnets, that
you're gonna be looking good.
Yeah. You're not gonna forget this day.